Welcome to another edition of Next Week News. We've got a great topic for you today, which is next week and all of the news that'll be going down then. So, the usual. We've got some great news from next week. They're pushing the end of the universe back a whole extra week, so that gives us a little more time before everything is done being. It's not imminent necessarily, but we figure that the end of the universe is a big enough event that it's worth noting any changes even when it's pretty far out. So you do still have plenty of time to get all your things done, and there is still a whole lot of other big stuff that still has to go down by then. So let's see what's on the calendar. Our sun still has to expand and consume us, erasing everything we've built and everything we've known so far. Black holes still have to consume everything else we could ever hope to know, and even then, any trace of everything that ever was still has to be slowly but inevitably decayed and erased before we can truly call it the end. So, once again, you still have plenty of time, but if you need just a little bit more, they are pushing that end back an extra week, due to some scheduling conflicts, apparently. I guess it'll be primetime interdimensional television for those of us who will have found a new way to keep going by then. Right? We're excited to officially declare it soup season starting next week, and we're here to make sure that you're prepared with all of this year's necessary upgrades. First off, you absolutely need this new tri-layer spoon model. Now, you may not be able to tell just from looking at it, but this thing is an absolute no-brainer compared to anything 2023 or earlier. It all starts with the new reactive titanium core, which sets the foundation for the soup experience. The stability here is just unreal compared to the old 100% steel models, and you can feel the difference as soon as you pick it up. Just outside of that, they've added a responsive composite layer, and that's going to ensure a uniform heat transfer on each bite. And then, of course, there's the precision-engineered, half-millimeter thick stainless steel cover. This soup-specific model is available for $149.99. Now, we should note that you absolutely do not want to put this in the dishwasher or use it to stir boiling water, since that may cause the composite layer to explode tremendously. The outer layer of steel just turns to shrapnel, and the titanium core shoots across the room like a dart. Sleeping dads knocked out on couches and chairs across the world are going to start making a whole new type of noise next week. In addition to the regular range of hacking and snoring, they're adding one that's like air being let out of a car tire. We're not exactly sure what sort of internal hydraulics or pressure release system is at work here, but estimates are showing that sleeping dads now operate at about 25 to 30 psi. Some new advances are being made next week in the field of residential architecture. The meaning of a load-bearing wall may not actually be as straightforward as it sounds. In the blueprints, this wall may appear to be non-load bearing. There isn't much above it, so if you were to take it out, the rest of the physical structure wouldn't come crashing down. But could taking this wall out lead to your parents' divorce? Maybe, according to some new research. Not all walls bear physical loads, but according to new findings, some may bear vital loads that are strictly emotional. These walls are the metaphorical glue of the household. They do the little, unspoken things that keep life running smoothly. While they may not necessarily keep the house itself upright, they do keep the home in good order. So, before you renovate your living room, consider carefully whether your closest, most cherished friendships are truly in good standing. Converting to an open concept may cause life itself to feel hollow, but a new concrete divider in the bedroom may just be the thing that brings your estranged wife back. All the acronyms are down next week. Whole system's busted. None of them are working. They're saying we tried to add too many and the whole thing crashed. So LOL, TMI, ICYMI, none of those mean anything, at least temporarily. They're saying it's an acronym server overload, or an ASO is what they would call it. They're picking everyone up and placing them delicately back in their echo chambers next week. Echo chambers have gotten a bad rap recently, and a lot of people have told us to stay out of them. But let's face it, echo chambers are inviting. They're nice and cozy, and best of all, they repeat back to you all the nice things that you like to hear. If you're just getting started with your echo chamber and you need a few opinions to get yourself going, we've compiled a list of some new entry-level opinions for beginners. Long Island should be removed from illustrated maps for cosmetic purposes. There should be an additional pedal that allows your car to travel backwards. Mascots should not be allowed to break character during serious injuries or stadium emergencies. The last thing that gave us any sort of political unity in the United States was whale wars. Melons need to trade watermelon to a new category and start a total rebuild. Using the stars for precise navigation should not be something that actually works. And scams should be accepted as an important part of a diversified portfolio. There's a new update that's coming out next week for all girlfriends. Everyone's girlfriend will no longer be bothered by at least one of these three things. Number 1 is wearing loud shoes. From here on out, she's letting those puppies sing. She can now clunk around as much as she wants with no issues. Doesn't matter if anyone's looking. Heels, huge boots, and things like that are all just fine. In fact, they may be making loud shoes even louder, just to see how far they can take it. Number 2 is wearing lipstick. She will no longer be worried about everyone noticing that she's wearing lipstick, as if there's something wrong with that. In fact, she may even adopt a slight transatlantic accent, or a strong one. And who knows, you may even get called darling. Ooh. And number 3, she will no longer be anxious about trying out new types of hats, thinking that everyone can tell that she's not usually a hat person. We talk about hats a lot in these updates. Are we projecting? Sources confirm that we are not projecting, and that's just what it is.